Hey Exiles, PoE Academy here with a quick guide on how to dominate any ultimatum that you encounter. In this video I will go over a few basics and then share all my learnings on how to complete them consistently even in high tier maps. Oh, and if you watch the whole video, you will see how an ultimatum encounter looks like in a fully juiced T16 Delirium map. How do ultimatums work? In every map there will be an ultimatum encounter with one of 4 challenge types. Defeat waves of enemies, protect the altar, survive, and stand in the stone circles. Each encounter consists of 7 waves that you must complete. You must either choose one additional debuff before each wave starts, or end the encounter depending on the reward that is waiting for you in the next stage. Most of these debuffs can be chosen up to 3 times, and there are also some major debuffs that can be chosen only once. You can leave the ultimatum encounter whenever you want, and the good thing is that leaving it for a short duration will not end the encounter. This can be extremely useful in some endgame scenarios. In most cases, you want to either leave the encounter at stage 4 or complete it to maximize your profits. Also, there are so-called inscribed ultimatums that function like a map and lead you to a unique arena in which you can basically double your investment or trade an item for another. Inscribed ultimatums have the same 4 challenge types as regular ultimatums and also scale with area level. Sounds clean and simple, but why are so many exiles having difficult times in these encounters? Well, I feel like ultimatums are ritual encounters on steroids. I don't think that any of the debuffs are a big issue, as most of them can easily be avoided, but the monster density is crazy and often you will get swarmed by a legion of creeps. This naturally results into a lot of damage coming your way, and there are also these very big guys. Even though my effective health pool was incredibly good throughout all encounters, they are very likely to just one-shot me with their slam ability. Maybe you had a similar experience, so I wanted to share with you what you can do to avoid unnecessary deaths. I have been farming T16 ultimatums lately, and these are the things that might contribute most to a smooth encounter. Please keep in mind that I'm not a fan of simply get 1 million damage and you're fine, as this is out of reach for most exiles. With this out of the way, let's go. First, pick a skill that deals damage while you can move around. All brands are extremely good for this purpose. Minions or totems allow this playstyle as well. Cyclone is pretty good too. If you want to get fancy, you can even play something like Righteous Fire or Death's Oath. Mobility is key. Second, get an Abyss Jewel with phasing on kill that lets you avoid being body blocked by minions. Also, speed up your character with an Onslaught on kill Abyss Jewel. Mobility is again key. Third, ideally you want to chill enemies. If you are not using a character based on cold damage anyways, use other sources like Arctic Armor, Skitterbots or Vortex. Fourth, use an explode mechanic. If you cannot afford an explodey chest, there are several strong alternatives like Impulsor plus Storm's Gift gloves, Obliteration wands, SNF's touched gloves or Hemophilia gloves. Fifth, you want to have an effective hit pool bigger than 10k. You can check this value by going to Path of Building's Calculation tab. Under Effective Health Pool, search for the lowest value in each of the categories. Sixth, either use a headhunter, or if you cannot afford it, you can always pick up a much cheaper Inspired Learning instead. Seventh, Val gems like Val Grace, Val Haste, or Val Discipline can be a lifesaver for many builds. Especially Val Grace will help you getting out of most dangerous situations consistently. Picking the right mods for your build is key when it comes to ultimatums. I usually choose the same mod until it reaches level 3, then pick a major debuff that doesn't affect my build, and finally level a single other mod to level 3. If you follow all of my previous recommendations, you won't have a hard time dealing with all Ruin related mods. I've only lost a single encounter to Ruin, although I've picked it in every single encounter I did so far. The fire mod is pretty weak as well, and if you're using CI, always pick the poison cloud. If you can, only ever level the runes on the floor to a maximum level of 2. Most major debuffs are no-goes for most builds, but some of them won't affect your build at all, so always pick those if they appear. You should never ever pick up the movement and attack speed increased over time debuff. Unless you have trillions of damage, I'd also skip damage increase over time. What are the debuffs that you struggle most with currently? Put them in the comments down below. As you can see in the footage, you want to be running in circles in every encounter. If you aim to target farm a certain map, keep in mind that the layout must fit this playstyle. Layouts that put the encounter in a small place or have many doors should be avoided at all costs. Also, you don't want to be casting more than one spell when you stop, as this will often result in a death in higher tier maps. If you must stand in the stone circles, also apply this technique. Typically, you won't finish one circle in a single try, but rather get used to 2 or 3 tries. Map mods can also scale monster speed, so keep an eye out on your map rolls. If your character is very beefy, you can go for more than one damage mod, but I don't recommend more than one damage mod in other cases. I hope you liked this short video about the ultimatum mechanic. It's pretty tough and rewarding at the same time, so prepare yourself for making good money. If you want to use the build in the footage to make the Trial Master angry, you can find its POV in the description. Thanks for staying with me until the end, and see you in the next one.